Now that we've looked at the E, A, and D chords, and we've learned each of the three versions of each, the E major, E minor, and E7, A major, A minor, A7, D minor, D major, and D7, let's look at another way to try to relate them to one another. I'm expanding the exact same idea we did last time when we moved E to A to D and saw how that second string was impacting these. I want to go in reverse here this time and go from D minor to A minor to E minor. Again, in a way that I want to emphasize that these are actually the same chord structures from one to the other, even though they look radically different to us as beginners. Over here, as always, I've drawn your guitar. I've drawn the notes that are relevant right now. We've got our open strings, E, that's going to be the bass for our E chords, A, the bass for our A chords, so they're 5-string chords, D, the bass for our D chords, so they're 4-string chords, and then G, B, and E. The high notes, if we started, say, on our G string, we'd have G and A, open B, C, D, E, F, and G. So I put some of those in there as they're going to be relevant to us. First of all, make sure that you've got your 3 Ds working. You can go from D major, this triangle, to D minor. In this case, this 2nd fret note has moved to the 1st. The 1st fret note in the D minor is the F, as you know, and you can see in your picture. So the 2nd fret note is F sharp. So D major has F sharp, D minor has F natural. Alphabetically, if D is your 1, D, E, F sharp is your 3, and F then is the lowered third. It's lowering from F sharp to F natural, called a minor third or a flatted third. That's the difference between these two chords. You will see that difference in each of the comparisons of major to minor. The D7 is the first one we learned. It has that F sharp as well, but it has a C note in it. That C note creates the dominant 7 sound, which is a D7. It's a bluesy sound or a dissonant sound that wants to resolve. In this case, D7's resolve to G's. So D chord has a D note on the 2nd string. If you replace it with the 7th note, D, E, F, G, A, B, C is the 7th. So you replace this D with a C, it's a D7. Or you take D major, lower the F sharp to F natural, it's D minor. Try to have all those comparisons in mind. So previously when we worked from E to A to D. I want to go the other way this time and see the relationships. So here's your D minor on the top 4 strings. I have a 1, a 3, and a 2 in terms of frets. So I've tabbed that here. D minor has a 1st fret, 3rd fret, 2nd, and a 4th string open. It's based upon this open D. If I said I wanted to take this minor chord and go down the guitar to the A, well, we have an open A string on the 5th string, 1 string lower than the open D, so that chord must move down. Yes, this is down 1 string. So every finger is going to move down a string. So now I have a 1 on the 2nd string, the 3 of the 2nd string moves to the 3rd string, the 2 of the 3rd string moves to the 4th. So I've got 5 strings now based on this open A. But you notice you don't have this finger sticking out here, 0, 1, 3, and 2 on A minor. What do we do with it? We tuck it in. How come? Because in the D minor, it was sticking out there because it's been shifted out by the 2nd string, which is tuned lower than the others. So when I try to recreate that chord 1 string lower, that note that was sticking out on the 2nd string will no longer stick out because it's on the 3rd, so you draw it back in. And that's your A minor. Can you see that they're actually trying to be the same chord though? We have the 1st fret note, the 2nd fret note. This 2nd fret note has replaced the 3rd, drawing it in. So now this is 0, 1, 2, 2, and 0, or open, 1, 2, 2, and open. On the 2nd string, we have a 1. This is based on the open 5th string. If I want an E chord, I have to base it on the E note, which is a string lower. So all my fingers go a string lower. So now I have open, open, 1. That finger has moved from the 1st fret of the 2nd string in the A chord to the 1st fret of the third string in the E chord because E is lower, but again, that's not our E minor. Because this finger was shifted up to first fret in the A minor, in E minor, we would have open. We don't need that finger. So it's open to, open, open, open. In reverse, if I move that chord to the A string, these twos move up from where they are in E minor to the middle two strings, but we can't have the open anymore on the second string because we have to shift that open of the previous chord structure to a first fret now that it encounters the second string. If I move this up again, the note that encounters the second string afresh now is this note. We have to squirt it out to D. So we have D minor, 4 strings, kind of a sad sound, A minor, and E minor. Hopefully you see the continuity in that. From A minor to D minor, the pointer and second fingers maintain their relationship, but this finger moves out. From A minor to E minor, the middle two fingers maintain their relationship, but we add this pointer finger to the second string in the A minor chord because we have to shift it up in relationship to what it would have been in this chord. That's all I want to do with those right now. So those are your E minor, A minor, and D minor chords in relationship to one another. This tab shows how the notes are moving. I took the 1, 3, 2, 0 of D minor, tried to place it on the lower strings for A minor, but moved this finger back because it's no longer shifted as it was on the second string. I move those fingers to here, move that finger back to open because it's no longer where it would have been when we were in the A minor. Coincidentally, this shifted chord is the E major. It looks like the A minor on the wrong string. So you can relate those two to each other as well. Same fingering, same shape. This is E major, this is A minor. E minor loses that finger. I'm belaboring the point because people spend a great deal of time confusing their E minors and A minors. They get the two fingerings mixed up. So here I want you to see how they are the same, but then again, learn how to contrast them as well. Thanks again. We're going to move on from that right now.